Caitlin Clark pulled off one of the most disrespectful maneuvers in basketball history when she threaded a pass through Aja Wilson.
One thing is certain, though, you have never seen anything like this before. Caitlin Clark has already established herself with crazy WNBA weekly, pinpoint passes, and ankle-breaking crossovers, but this is so unbelievable that the entire WNBA is going crazy. Fans are freaking out, players are stunned, and even the referees are at a loss for what to do. Some say it's just basketball genius, while others believe it should be illegal. We're going to break down the most controversial, mind-blowing, and game-changing moment of Caitlin Clark's career, so buckle up and take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel by joining our crew. This is on a whole new level. It wasn't just a highlight, it was a statement, a move so bold and ridiculous that even her opponents had to stop and ask, "Wait, did that really just happen?" The camera captured every second of it. Keep up with the most recent WNBA news expert. Analysis and breakdowns of big moves like this. Don't miss it. We've covered every angle. Click the like button and let's get started. Let's start by talking about range. The game clock is running out, the pressure is building, and Caitlin Clark is standing way beyond the arc. Most players wouldn't even consider trying a shot from here, but Caitlin owns it. A defender rushes in, arms flailing in an attempt to close the distance, but Caitlin doesn't falter. With a simple flick of the wrist, the ball soars through the air for what seems like an eternity, and then the crowd erupts, fans jumping out of their seats. The opposing bench watches in stunned silence, and you can almost hear them wondering, did that really just happen? It wasn't just a deep shot, it was the deepest she's attempted since going pro, and it looked effortless. It's the kind of moment that makes you wonder if basketball physics still apply when Caitlin Clark is on the court. Caitlin is rewriting the rules one impossible shot at a time. Let's take a moment to analyze this. Most players use a heavy leg drive, bending at the knees, and their entire body to launch the ball. Caitlin makes it look like she's throwing a rock into a pond. Did she take a basketball physics class that the rest of us didn't know about? Or is she simply built differently? In any case, defenders are at a loss for ways to stop her. If you thought Caitlin's shooting was ridiculous, wait until you see what she does with the ball in motion picture. The court looks like a chaotic free-for-all, and most players would panic, fumble the ball, or just try to get rid of it before it was too late. It's like trying to block a Wi-Fi signal with a brick wall. Good luck with that. If you think you've seen it all, Caitlin has another trick up her sleeve. Turning it over, but Caitlin Clark thrives in this type of madness. In a single fluid motion, as if she had planned it all along, she snatches the ball with hardly a glance and shoots a laser-accurate pass straight into her teammate's hands. There is no hesitation or wasted movement, just a perfect high-speed no-look dime that leaves defenders frozen like statues. Most players would panic and launch a pass that ends up 10 rows deep into the crowd, possibly hitting a poor fan in the face and spilling their popcorn, but Caitlin's passes are unique. They don't just... It's difficult for even the best players to pass when defenders are swarming them, but Caitlin does it in mid-air with defenders flying at her like a scene from an action movie. She threads the needle through impossible gaps, slipping, passes through defender legs behind her back, or at impossible angles that make physics seem like an optional suggestion. Her teammates find them as though the ball has its own GPS, and Caitlin is controlling it remotely. Caitlin Clark's ability to see plays before they happen makes her feel as though she's operating in a different dimension. Speaking of things that shouldn't be possible, wait until you hear about her logo three-pointers. Let's talk about her logo 3Es. Caitlin Clark pulling up from the WNBA logo is like watching Steph Curry's long-lost basketball twin. But with even more audacity, she casually drained logo 3s twice in a row, as if it were just another warm-up drill. Let's take a moment to appreciate how ridiculous these shots are. The defenders tried. Oh, they tried. They pressed up, waved their arms, and even went a few extra steps beyond the arc to make her think twice. However, protecting Caitlin Clark at the logo is about as effective as trying to stop a tornado with a paper towel. It's pointless. However, just when they thought they had a plan, boom, another 3-0, and the game was over. The WNBA logo isn't just a design on the court, it's Caitlin Clark's personal shooting zone. Zone defenders might as well start guarding her at half court, but even then, it probably wouldn't matter. And let's not forget the crowd's reaction, pure, unfiltered chaos, fans jumping, screaming, and grabbing their heads in disbelief. When the entire arena goes crazy, you know a shot is legendary, and there's a reason Caitlin Clark draws fans early to games just to watch her warm up. Caitlin Clark's shooting range is just one aspect of her game. If you think that's impressive, wait until you see what she does with the ball in her hands when it comes to passing. Now let's talk about her court vision, because what she sees on the court is different from what everyone else sees. We've all seen flashy passes before, but this was some next-level Jedi mind trick basketball IQ. Without even looking, Caitlin Clark delivered a behind-the-back pass that landed flawlessly in her teammate's hands beneath the rim, as though she had witnessed the play before it even occurred. The audience gasped, the defenders froze in mid-step like a glitch in a video game, and Caitlin simply jogged back down the court as cool as ever, as she does every single day, which, let's be honest, she does. Some called it luck, while others swore it must be magic, but in reality, it's just Caitlin being Caitlin. Now let's take a moment to consider how someone manages to pull this off. It's not just about being a good. When they have a clear line of sight, many players can make a decent assist, but Caitlin doesn't even need to look. She reads defenders like a book and anticipates movements before they even happen. It's as if she has basketball sixth sense. Imagine being the defender in this situation, positioning yourself correctly, trying to predict her next move, and watching her eyes for any clues about where she's going to pass. Then, she completely disregards all logic and fires a shot without even looking. How do you defend against a pass that is so accurate that it leaves you standing there like a perplexed extra in a sports highlight reel? The answer is straightforward. You don't. It's like trying to catch a ghost, and just when you think you have her passing game down pat, she takes it to the next level. Let's talk about one of her most incredible assists, the dagger, which left defenders wondering about reality. If you've made it this far, you must be enjoying the video, so why not take a moment? Clicking the follow button is completely free, very easy, and helps us continue to provide you with more amazing content. If you're a WNBA fan, we've got you covered for game highlights, player spotlights, and behind-the-scenes moments. You'll also never miss a beat when it comes to your favorite teams and players. Alright, let's get back to talking about one of her most incredible assists. This wasn't just any pass, though. It was pure wizardry during a high-stress game against the New York Liberty. The slow-motion replay showed the arena going completely crazy as the defenders spun around, scanning the court, trying to process what had just happened. One of them even silently asked their teammate, "Did you see that? Because I sure didn't." It was the kind of moment that left fans screaming. 1 second the ball was in Caitlin's hands, and the next it had disappeared, only to magically reappear right in her teammate's hands under the basket for an easy layup. In addition to playing basketball, Caitlin Clark is teaching a master class in deception, precision, and basketball IQ that makes even seasoned defenders look foolish. Her ability to see passing lanes that don't even exist yet is terrifying. How does she do it? No one really knows. Perhaps she has an overhead view of the game running in her head like a drone camera. Perhaps she's secretly in tune with the basketball. Gods, this wasn't just a pass though. We do know that Caitlin Clark's court vision is unrivaled. But just when you think you've seen the best of her, she ups the ante. Let's now discuss one of her most disrespectful and absolutely devastating moves. If breaking ankles were an art form, Picasso would be it. During a high-stakes game against the Phoenix Mercury, she delivered a behind-the-back dribble that was so brutal and humiliating that her defender blessed her. Their soul stumbled, fell, and finally crashed onto the hardwood like they had just stepped on an invisible trapo. The crowd was in complete chaos, screaming and pointing at the fallen defender as if they had just seen a ghost. The Phoenix bench was stunned into silence, with some people covering their mouths and others shaking their heads in realization that there was no way out of that. Caitlin, cool as ever, was strolling through a park, stepping back beyond the arc and sinking a three-pointer with the smoothest follow-through imaginable, as if she punctuated the moment. The way Caitlin Clark sends people flying should be illegal. Her footwork is so tight and deceptive that even the best defensive stoppers look like they're playing on roller skates. She not only breaks ankles, but also shatters egos. But hold on. Caitlin isn't just about embarrassing defenders with her handles. She has an entire bag. With an exclamation mark written in pure basketball brilliance, let's be honest. Getting crossed up by Caitlin Clark is not just a bad moment. It's a career-defining moment, and not in a positive way. Of tricks when it comes to finishing at the rim, and believe me, you'll want to see what she does next with the spin cycle layup. As the defenders closed in, she rifled a pass through the smallest of openings, hitting her teammate in stride for an easy bucket. The crowd absolutely lost their minds, and the reactions were so intense that the defenders were left standing, there, blinking in shock, and the commentators were at a loss for words. Caitlin jogged, back on defense, completely unfazed as if she hadn't just made history in the most spectacular way possible. Defenders are beginning to look helpless against her because of her ability to not only anticipate plays, but also execute them with pinpoint precision. If this record-breaking moment teaches us anything, it's that Caitlin Clark isn't just setting records, she's redefining what's possible on the basketball court. However, let's be honest, this wasn't even the most disrespectful thing she's ever done on the court. Let's talk about a move so savage that it left Caitlin Clark's nutmeg on AIA Wilson, one of the best players in the game, made people question reality. Let's talk about the move that rocked the basketball world, the moment that sent shockwaves through the league and had fans replaying it over and over again. See this Aja Wilson, the reigning MVP, a defensive powerhouse standing firm, arms wide, ready to shut Caitlin down. She probably thought, not today, rookie. But today was the day Caitlin didn't just breach the defense she casually and almost effortlessly bounced the ball straight through AA Wilson's legs between the MVP's feet, as if she were practicing for a soccer match rather than playing high-stakes basketball. Before Asia could even comprehend what had just transpired, Caitlin's teammate had already picked up the pass and finished the play with an easy bucket. The crowd went crazy, and the commentators were screaming at AA Wilson, who was momentarily frozen in shock, likely trying to convince herself that what had happened wasn't real. Being nutmegged in a street game in front of thousands of fans, in front of the entire basketball world, and by a rookie on national television is the kind of thing that makes you question your entire existence as a defender. Caitlin Clark is not just a basketball player. She also makes a living by humiliating opponents and turning elite defenders into highlight reel extras. The worst part is that this is just the beginning. If you believe this is the height of her disrespectful brilliance, reconsider. From Logo 3S to no-look dimes ankle breakers to record-breaking assists, Caitlin Clark is rewriting the rules of basketball one incredible move at a time. This isn't just talent, it's pure magic on the court. Let's face it, if this is what she's doing, just think of what the WNBA isn't ready for next. If you enjoy this breakdown, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We have more crazy highlights, in-depth analyses, and all the major game moments are on the horizon, so don't miss them. Subscribe, enable notifications, and leave a comment below with your favorite Caitlin Clark moment to date. Is she already altering the game? Let's discuss it. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.